loving. What? Hi, honey. Oh my god. He's never shown me that much affection before in my whole life. In his whole life. I'm supposed to be working out right now, but I have got this gas bubble situation in my chest. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but um it's excruciating to be in any position but upright and breathing shallowly. So no working out for me. So today, instead, I'm gonna film this video that I've been meaning to film for a few days. I want to talk about ghost shows. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I was actually a part of Conspiranormal Podcast's 300th episode where they had several listeners just kind of do like a video chat. It was a round table, so everyone was just discussing various topics, including their own personal experiences. It was really cool. I'm honored to have been able to be a part of that, despite the fact that I don't really have many cool stories. But that's my cat messing with the tripod. But somebody on the call wanted to discuss ghost shows and like what we thought of them and everything. And someone else immediately was like, "Wait, you actually watched that crap?" And it just got vetoed really quick. We moved on. I mean, since there were like 12 people on the call, anytime I opened my mouth, I would be interrupting someone. So I didn't say anything, but I wanted to come and say something here. I watch ghost shows. I love ghost shows. And I'm fully aware that most people in the corners of the paranormal community where I tend to linger, most of those people do not watch ghost shows. And I almost feel like it's kind of like a dirty secret or something that I shouldn't admit, but I am not ashamed to admit it. I have loved ghost shows for a long time. But yeah, most of the people that I love listening to, I love their research, I love what they do or whatever, like most of them just completely stay away from paranormal TV. And I understand why, okay? Like, let me make that clear. I understand why. I've been thinking about this kind of division, I guess I would say. When I was in college, for undergrad, I studied English. So I'm just, moving through my grades isn't the word. Moving through my credits with a certain group of English majors, and they're a certain type of person generally. But there was this one girl that was in all of our classes who was different. While most of my classmates were very intellectual, liked very academic literature, like, I don't know, James Joyce or something, there was one girl who was like, Twilight, Harry Potter, love that. And it was taboo, it was taboo in the department, but she was just like, I don't know what y'all are talking about, I think it's awesome. And I guess when it all comes down to it is about high culture and low culture. So in the English department, we were cultivated to enjoy and appreciate the high culture literature, while this other girl was into the low culture literature. I think the high culture, low culture thing kind of applies here too. Like, high culture would be esteemed paranormal researchers like Jacques Vallée, and then ghost shows would be the low culture. But let me talk about how I got involved in low culture. We did not have TV, or we didn't have cable. We had TV, like we had an antenna, but we didn't get cable until I was a sophomore in high school. And sometime around that time, I found a haunting on Discovery Channel. I've always loved like ghost stories and stuff. I would like read them on the internet or whatever, but this was my first time seeing it on TV. So I know a haunting has a terrible reputation for embellishment, for sensationalizing, for everything is a demon on that show. I get it. But it's good, okay? It is so fun to watch. And then shortly after that, I think that's when I discovered Ghost Hunters. So I was exposed to sort of like the documentary style type, reenactment style type, and then the reality type. And obviously, in the last 20 years, there have been tons and tons and tons of ghost shows, and I've watched a whole heck of a lot of them. And I just like them. I don't know. I just really, really like them. And I like them for many reasons. I mean, it encompasses more of your senses, really, than if you're just reading something or listening to something. It's, it's visual, and I really like that, and I like how it can be dramatic. But aside from the TV format, there are aspects to ghost shows that I love, besides just ghosts, So we have like the travel. We learn about the history of certain places or certain locations. We get to hear people's anecdotes. We get to hear people share their stories. And we do get to see styles and techniques of cleansing and blessing and investigating and all of that kind of stuff too, whether they are efficient or right or wrong or not. There are a lot of elements of ghost shows that I really like. But I am picky, okay? I want to make that clear. I am very picky. Some stuff I don't even touch. Anything related to Zach Bagans, I do not touch. And I'm very quick to eliminate something if I don't like the techniques, or I don't like the provocation methods, or I just think it's boring, or I think it's too gimmicky. Like, I have discernment, okay? Oh yeah, and like I know that obviously there's a possibility that anything is staged or exaggerated on any ghost show, but if it's like completely obvious from the very beginning that something is entirely staged, no. Because there's nothing I hate more than people acting like they're not acting and doing it badly. Nevertheless, I am watching these shows for entertainment purposes. I do not need you to comment and tell me that these shows are fake, that they're full of lies, that they're completely staged, that they're completely exaggerated, that the evidence is fake, that the worldviews and belief systems are entirely too narrow or based solely on material science. I know. I mean, yeah, it's TV, but I don't think that, personally, I don't think that is a reason to completely just rule out ghost shows, to think that there's absolutely no value to them. I think there is some value to them, even if it's just hearing anecdotes or seeing ways that certain people try to investigate our phenomena, whether that it's efficient or not. It's important to understand how people are doing things in the paranormal world, and I know, like, it's TV, so maybe that's not how everyone's doing it, but it's how some people are doing it, okay? And it's a perspective. Trust me, I do yell at the TV a lot. I'm always like, how do you know? How do you get that from that? And you know what else these shows do? They give us an impression of how certain people are viewing the phenomena. Like, what kind of lens people are viewing this from. We see a lot of shows coming at it from strictly a scientific perspective. Probably most of them are, because they don't want to get spiritual on TV. But it gives us one view of how people are seeing and looking into these things. And even if you don't think there's any real value in terms of education in ghost shows, then at least it's entertainment. I just love scary stuff. I love horror. I love horror fiction. I love paranormal nonfiction. I love I wouldn't say love. I like true crime. Like, I just love scary stuff. No matter what, though, the paranormal nonfiction is what is most important to me, but I'm still going to watch those ghost shows. Going back to the whole high culture, low culture thing, like, I like both. I like the high culture paranormal content and the low culture paranormal trash. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether ghost shows are entirely or partially faked or not at all. Like, For me, it's entertainment, and I would still watch it. Even if the news came out that all ghost shows ever made were entirely fabricated, I'd still watch it. You just have to keep your head about you. Like, you just have to use your own discernment, like your own critical thinking skills in determining what you take as fact and what you don't. So just because the narrator of the show says that it's a demon, you don't have to believe it's a demon. You can just say, all right, maybe not, but just keep watching anyway, without necessarily agreeing to the terminology used. And you know what though? Like, people crap on ghost shows all the time, or like paranormal shows in general. Like, let me broaden it out a little bit and talk, like, I would like to include like Finding Bigfoot, Ancient Aliens, stuff like that. People talk smack, but the people featured in these shows are the ones appearing at the conferences you go to. They're the ones talking on the podcast that you listen to. Like, they aren't completely removed from the more like academic community. Like, they are all somehow intertwined. There have been times, like, I've been watching a show on TV, and then I realize I recognize this guy, and I recognize this guy. They're both people that I've seen speak at cons, So it's not like all paranormal shows are straight up trash necessarily. And side note, oh my god, if I had the opportunity to be on a paranormal show and like travel the world and like record EVPs in front of a camera, I would be all over that. Would you not? So I just kind of wanted to be upfront. Not that anyone asked for it, but I just wanted to come out and say I freaking love ghost shows. But I also understand their faults, and I understand why a lot of people don't even bother with them. And I understand there is a world beyond what we see on TV. Balance, moderation, using your own best judgment. I don't know, and it does. Sometimes it gets to me when people will say, like, I swear, someone said one time, like, oh, a haunting is just total crap because they said that such and such town is sparsely populated, but it's actually very populated. So that show is all crap. And I was like, I feel like people will cling to one thing and just use it to rule out. Okay, so like one crop circle is hoaxed, that means all crop circles are hoaxed. I don't really operate like that. I think there are at least some truths in some of these shows. Granted, don't get the entire spectrum of your paranormal knowledge from a ghost show, alright? Do your own research. That's it for that spiel, but I wanted to wrap this up with just kind of a mini review of a paranormal channel I'm subscribed to on Amazon Prime Video. It's called Destination Unknown. It's $4 a month. About $4, I think it's like $4.35 or $3.99 or something. It's about $4 a month. I've had it, it's probably been a year now that I've had it, but I was like, well, I'm just going to subscribe and I'm just going to blow through all the shows and then I'll unsubscribe. I have yet to finish watching all the shows. The reason I got it is because I really wanted to watch a haunting again. It's been like 10 years and I just was missing it and I wanted to watch it. So several of the seasons were on Destination Unknown, and so what I'm going to do is, instead of telling you about every show I've watched so far, I'm just going to like list off some of my favorites, and then down in the description I'm going to post the master list of everything that's on Destination Unknown right now, and if I have watched those shows, I will have a little note off to the side of what I thought of it. So if you ever do just subscribe to the channel and you're interested in maybe which shows to skip or which shows to definitely watch, that resource will be down there. I'll try to keep it updated too. Okay, other shows I love on Destination Unknown besides a haunting. Dead Files, that's my favorite. Ghost Brothers, that's just a straight up ghost hunting show, but those guys are hilarious, like personality. Terror in the Woods, aka These Woods Are Haunted, so good. Monsters and Mysteries in America. Expedition Unknown, if you like Josh Gates, he's probably an acquired taste. kindred spirits, paranormal caught on camera. Those are just some of the ones that I'm currently finding most enjoyable. There are several more that are definitely worth watching for me. And I still have several more I have to get through. I guess that's it. I think my pain is gone. Thank you so much. It's been there for like 5 hours. Oh, it's gone. Yes. All right. So that's all for this. I hope that wasn't just like a pointless ramble, but I just want to say that even though I hang out in the more intellectual corners of the paranormal community, your girl loves a ghost show. So, in conclusion, to answer the question, wait, you actually watch that crap? Yes, I do. So let me know if I am totally alone in this. I haven't really asked around, you know? So, you like ghost shows? What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Do you fool with that? If you like ghost shows, do you consume any other paranormal content, reading books, podcasts, hang out on certain websites? Like, tell me about your paranormal content consumption. I'm going to go enjoy my new life now that my pain is gone. All right, goodbye.